If you're just getting started on the road to recovery, just remember you are enough and you have amazing qualities about you. This pain does not define you. I'm feeling very positive about my journey so far. It hasn't been easy, but I hope my story helps someone D-Day, almost 3 months ago, May 1st, 2023. I, 34ME, and my WW, 32F, have been married for 7 years and together 16 years, high school sweethearts. We have 2 kids. Wife also has bipolar type 2, but I don't blame that for anything, maybe just a contributing factor. Over the last few years, I own that I wasn't pulling my weight in our marriage. I wasn't dependable or reliable with doing things around the house. I was very close-minded on a lot of topics. I wasn't around her nearly enough. I played a lot of video games at night, and our relationship suffered. I didn't participate in family events as much as I should, since I would rather sit at home and play games or just be by myself. Wasn't depressed, just wasn't very social. I don't blame myself for her affair, but I do own my parts of the marriage. February 2023, we had a pretty big argument. She threatened divorce if things didn't change, and she said I should see a therapist. I was too prideful at this time to book one, but was also very hurt by the pain I had caused her. I told her to give me 1 month. If she didn't see meaningful change, I'll get a therapist. March 1st rolls on by. I fixed a few things, played games a little less, but I hadn't done enough. I still wasn't putting in the effort. Gaming was still consuming my time and attention. April 1st, I booked my first therapist appointment like I said I would, since I wasn't making the right changes. I also planned a weekend getaway for the 2 of us. First appointment was on April 20th, and later that night, we left for our trip. Things were starting to feel a bit better. We drove to our getaway in the mountains, blasted music like we were teenagers, and just had a pretty awesome weekend with just the 2 of us. It felt like I was really off to a good start on my journey to healing, and I started opening up a bit with feelings, emotions, starting to understand the damage I had caused. On May 1st, I noticed my wife's iPhone location was at a hotel around 7 p.m. at night. Kids were asking where mom was, so I checked. My gut sank because I did not want to accuse her of the unthinkable. Unfortunately, it was true. I confronted her via phone on her drive home and told her something wasn't adding up. Once she got home, I fronted her, but she wasn't being totally honest, and I knew she wasn't. I ended up getting hold of her phone, downloaded Snapchat, she would delete it, and saw messages and pictures of her and AP at the hotel, pictures of my wife giving him oral. She had been talking to guys on Snapchat for a few months, having EA affairs. One of these people lived nearby, and they decided to meet up at a hotel for a PA. So after a lot of unsavory words that spewed out of my mouth, I decided to just cry myself to sleep. It took every ounce of decency in me not to tell her to leave the house. I couldn't do that to our kids. I laid on my side of the bed, turned away from her for hours, sick to my stomach, and just cried. I finally got sick of being in the same room as her and went to sleep in one of the kid beds. Contact with the PA partner stopped that night. I had her delete her Snapchat account, which she agreed to. She continued to talk to another EA partner on a new Snapchat account she created for about 4 weeks, until I told her I didn't want her speaking to him either. I started getting bad anxiety each time she was on her phone, or seeing that Snapchat was open. I told WW I needed safety and deleting Snapchat, and the account would give me that. WW agreed to cut ties with him as well. We started MC within 7 days. For the first 30-40 days, wife was not emotionally there. It hurt like hell seeing no emotion at all from the person who was my wife and best friend for 15 plus years. I didn't have a clue if she was heartless, didn't care about me anymore. Maybe it was the bipolar, I wasn't sure. Around the 40-day mark, she gave me the affair letter MC advised her to write. This was a big step. It allowed her to process all the emotion she was feeling and came to terms with what she did. She was extremely remorseful and was fully committed to rebuilding our marriage. This is what I had been needing for 45 days. I wrote her a letter back, thanking her for being vulnerable with me, and I gave her the same commitment back. Fast forward to July 1st, MC appointments were going well, both still in IC. We had a family vacation planned for the beach, got there and entered a hotel for the first time since D-Day. I had a huge panic attack inside the room. WW comforted me best she could, and I was fine after. Just had to deal with the trigger and let the feelings go through me. All in all, right now, things are going pretty well. We just signed up for Affair Recovery EMSO and starting that in AG. We've remained sexually engaged and we're starting to be more emotionally attuned with each other than ever before. I hate how we arrived, but I'm starting to love what we're building from the ashes. I still deal with triggers and all the feelings. WW deals with guilt and shame. But we're holding hands and sticking to our commitment to be the best versions of ourselves for us and our kids. Communication is on a totally different level. Feelings and emotions are exchanged where before I wasn't emotionally available to her. I feel more like a man than I ever lately have because I've looked in the mirror. I'm able to accept I'm not the smartest person in the room, and it's 100% okay to share all the feelings, emotions without judgment, and my wife is able to do the same back with me. There's a lot more to the story, but if I can be a help to any others out there, please reach out if you need. En